All right, black-white mid-range, black-white chads, black-white super friends. We got Fatal Push and Thoughtseize, which are easily some of the most efficient removal in this format. We got Heart of Kiran along with a slew of Planeswalkers. We got some Underworld Connections to generate a little bit of card advantage. We've got Creature Lands, which are some of my favorite. We've got what are probably the 2 best castles of the 5 in this deck. We've got some good sweepers, so let's go ahead and dive right into a league with this one and see how it goes. Nice to get. Yeah, I've got the MSI link up on my third monitor, and I'm just like F5ing it every couple of minutes. So as soon as they post the updated installer, I'll pull that down and get it updating. You're ready for the 30-minute league? Well, hopefully it's at least an hour, so that way we don't have any downtime between this league and arena starting. Yep, definitely going to keep this. I think I'm bottoming the castle here. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the castle and bottom the plains. So I could go Swamp, Thoughtseize, Swamp, Fatal Push with the tapped land. Yeah, the top 4 castles, you could probably rearrange their order depending on what you're looking at. I definitely agree with the red castle's the worst. Huh? Is it wrong to play Gideon's Intervention? That's the rule of law, or that's the card that stops them from playing a card based on what you've exiled, right? It's probably fine. It's like Excellence Binding Plus. There's a couple different directions I could go here. I could take Dusk Legion Zealot and hope they stumble. That's a little bit ambitious. So I should probably take Sorin or Champion of Dusk here. It's probably just Sorin. He gets them ahead on mana. And it's Nevermore plus Excellence Binding. Is this the first deck of the day? No, we're beginning the second Pioneer deck of the day. I had my time zones wrong. So, Arena doesn't actually exit downtime for another hour or so. I thought they were exiting downtime at 9 a.m. Turns out they were starting downtime at 9 a.m. All right, works out well. Take their other threat here. Maybe I'm supposed to play this and just push this off a cliff here. Keep my health total high. The crafting link for cards in the new set can be found pinned in the Arena channel in the subs Discord. Their 1/1's not a huge threat, but I again just want to keep my health total high with Underworld Connections in hand. If I draw an untapped land next turn, I think I might still just play this Connections to get a flow of cards going here. Playing Gideon out into the face of a Murderous Rider isn't super appealing. What do you think the update will break this time? Hopefully nothing. I think the stream title's good. It might not be refreshed on mobile. So they have Fatal Push, Murderous Rider, and then one card I don't know. Streamers were saying yesterday they didn't need to do as many restarts. That's potentially exciting. The conclusion at the end of Temur Niv was that Niv doesn't seem particularly good for Pioneer. You think we'll get through 5 standard decks today? Maybe. The fact that downtime starting later, or running later than I was expecting, might mean we only do 4. Since they played Murderous Rider out, I'm just going to go ahead and play Gideon here, I think. I mean, no one has experience with the cards yet, Chewy. So I'd be surprised if there's anything super comprehensive already published. That feels good. Yeah, this card's potentially a little suspect. Especially because, like someone just said, it's not good against Teferi, which all the control decks have. This card's theoretically good against control, but like control has a card that like makes it pretty mediocre. So I think I plus Gideon here to make him a 5/5, and then we try and kill their Sorin. They're gonna Fatal Push my Knight token, but then that lets me Fatal Push their Murderous Rider. And their Sorin's still going to 2 here, which is good for us. Oh, they're just letting me kill it. Well, that's exciting. Salt Block, thanks for the 1.5 years. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Really surprised they didn't burn their Fatal Push on my Knight token. Wonder if they're expecting what they're expecting me to have to potentially kill with that. I kind of feel like our main deck is pretty well set up here. Maybe Gideon Blackblade's not very good. Could maybe see these cards leaving. Blessed Alliance could be fine. I'm not sure if this is a Nyx-Fleece Ram matchup or not. I probably want all the sweepers. Sheep does block pretty well. That's fair. It also notably doesn't die to Languish. This is kind of a soft combo in a way. Let's give this a try. Yikes. Alright, this hand ends up being okay-ish. I think I want to keep 3 land. I think I'm bottoming the Nyx-Fleece here. Someone once told me the right way to sideboard is take out bad cards and then you replace. Take out bad cards first, then add replacements. What's your input on that? I mean, take out bad cards, put in good cards is a good, solid, tried and true strategy. Generally speaking, my advice, if you're someone who's stuck on how to sideboard, is you should put all of your sideboard cards into your deck and then cut the ones that are bad. Because remember, sideboarding's not about just like taking out one card and putting in another. It's about getting your best 60. How do you figure out what the next MSI download URL will be? It'll get updated here. This version file will get updated with a new version link. So that MTG Arena downloads whatever with the MSI link, that'll be updated when they have the new file available. So if you just sit there and refresh that link, at some point when they get to a certain stage in patching, that'll be updated there. At least every other time that's how it's worked. Get our 1-for-1 on their 2-3 here. That's so much better than I could have hoped. Yep. Yeah, it's really, really clean. You could definitely script checking that too, because the file format is nice and clean too. PhD Sign, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Small mistake here from the opponent. They could have activated this and then put a 1/1 counter on it with Sorin. Maybe they have a Fatal Push here that they want to hold up. I'm Linux with Lutris, so I need to uninstall these. So what I do is totally reasonable. I just delete the MTGA folder in my existing Lutris directory, and then I copy over the new one. Oh, maybe they were playing around push out of us? Yeah, that makes sense. Toss a prime to your Twitcher, O Valley of Bezos. That's much better than toss a prime to your streamer. Kaya is very angry. Are they about to gas up too? Okay, so like they're drawing 3. Is this Vampire 2? Wow. Okay, so they're drawing 4 cards here, but I get to Kaya's Wrath, make Gideon a 5/5 kill Sorin. The Bernie banner convinced me. Glad to hear you are also feeling the burn. Thanks for keeping me around. Thassa was a card that looked impressive in a number of streams that I watched yesterday. A lot of good things to blink. Now, unfortunately, a lot of the things Thassa looked impressive with were things in blue-green ramp decks, so like, you know, Hail Nissa. Loki Half, thank you for the 15 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So, we're not like... I feel like this game's really close. They have 4 cards in their hand, but like our Gideon's worth a good deal. The Mutavaults can start attacking him down though, so depends on the quality of what their 4 cards are at the moment. That's a pretty good one. Needs to deploy a 2/3 here. Yeah, so I actually talked about that. If you listen to the clip here, Bernie is quite old. My two things that gave me reservations about Bernie for a long time were 1, his age, and 2, his reluctance to utilize nuclear power when it comes to greenifying our economy. But at this point, watching what the other candidates have done and said, I kind of trust Bernie more to pick a progressive running mate than I trust any of the other people running to execute progressive policies as well as Bernie or his running mate would. No, I think that could be sweet, Pipe. Thanks for the 2 years of support, Zerum. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, just let this happen here. Why is reluctant to use nuclear power is a point on him for you. Because from my understanding of the science, nuclear energy is one of the things that would make it much easier to achieve net zero emissions. And if someone else has different science or has a relative article that shows that that's not the point, I'd love to read it. But from my understanding of hitting that goal, nuclear energy is a relatively clean energy from my understanding. Skoggle, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. But again, like, one of the things you have to realize is not every candidate is going to align with you on every issue. You got to find the ones. No, yeah. So to make it clear, Bernie's plans are opposed to nuclear energy, and from my understanding, its use would be a good thing. We're planning to push Aetherborn. Potentially, it depends on what they do. There's a lot I didn't talk through different permutations of what could happen this turn just because, like, there's a lot of different things that could happen. So, like, our decisions narrow drastically depending on what they do. Oh, this Sorin's gonna let them kill my Gideon, huh? That's unfortunate. I think the political battle between Bernie and Warren has been largely blown out of proportion by places like CNN, who have a vested interest in neither Bernie nor Warren winning the nomination. Toolboxer, thanks for the half a year of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Well, a land is not ideal. AOC is not legally able to be a running mate. She's not old enough. The vice president slot has to be over 35 at the point of being sworn in, just like President of the United States. I agree that it made me lose a little bit of respect for Warren and the way not even just Warren, but how her team handled things. But overall, I think regardless of how things were handled, it was blown out of proportion. Feels like this game's slipping away very quickly. Like, even if we find a sweeper to, like, rein this board back in, like, they just have so many. Yeah, we're super dead, right? This draws them up here. Can you explain what you don't trust about Bernie? Can you give me an example or a specific? Because, like, I actually found a really good clip yesterday that I bookmarked that is basically a bunch of Republican senators and other folks like that talking about how Bernie is very honest and straightforward, even if they don't agree with almost anything he wants to accomplish. In fact, you can take a break. Let's just apply that the same rules apply to politics as magic. If you wanna come in here and tell me that the person that I put my support behind is not trustworthy and cite nothing by it, you can bugger off. I don't got time for your FUD. That's what that is. That's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Thanks for the 26 months, Fizzy Dragon. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Sin Faith, thanks for the quarter of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Am I just playing the Ram out here? I think we're just playing the Ram out, huh? Hey, Pathfinder, I might not respond to submissions tonight because today's going to be a long day, but you'll get a response by this weekend. Status quo, Joe. Joe, nothing will fundamentally change Biden. Yes, yeah, Theros releases today on both Magic Arena and Magic Online. Joke's on you, opponent. I didn't like my spells anyways. I'm gonna lose my other Planeswalker here. I guess we're pretty far off a Dreadhorde General. They might just, like, take one of my removal spells and hope to kill me before I get to the 6-drop. Yeah, makes sense. The fact that they took Kaya's Wrath makes me really happy we deployed the Ram here. I have this cast out that they know about now. So, like, if they attack next turn and they pump, we just cast it out in response and we fog their turn, which is nice. Makes me happy that the knight doesn't care who takes the beating. Ain't that the truth? And someone lost life? Anybody? Details don't matter. Who would I like Bernie to pick as his running mate? I'm gonna be honest. I'm not informed enough on who the range of people is that would be good picks for him. The fact that we have Castle Locthwain here as our 4th land is a big deal. It means we have a real shot to generate some card advantage out of this. This is politics. You have to have opinions formed or not. Nope. Hard pass. Mr. Bezos is once again giving me the right of speech. Well, thanks for paying a little part of my mortgage, Red Crumplin. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Happy Thursday. Would Warren be able to be Bernie's BP? So from my understanding, having those two on the same ticket might not be ideal from the purpose of holding the Senate. Because, like, we lose 2 blue senators at that point, right? Which, in addition to the presidency being important, for the Democrats really need to flip the Senate. Yeah, the fact that they're both older could also potentially be. Also potentially be a holdup there. They probably want a young moderate for a VP. I would be very disappointed in Bernie Sanders if he picked anyone I could classify as a moderate for the VP slot. I would be surprised if he would do that. I would be very disappointed if he did. Huh? All of these choices suck for us. Yeah, it's gotta be Murderous Rider, huh? They have another Thoughtseize, though? We just can't win, right? I feel like we just can't win. Like, this Sorin lets their things attack through my stuff, too. Like, this isn't blocking regardless. Old Bay Ray, thank you for the 14 months. Yeah, we're very dead here. I'm gonna go to the next one. Not gonna die for a couple of turns. That match was really a phenomenal example of the staying power that Black Devotion Vampires deck has between their creature lands and their black castles, and then like the vampires coming down that draw extra cards, Champion of Dusk. Like, really, really able to power through our removal. You'll note that in the one game we won in that set, we had Underworld Connections going, and the 2 games we lost, we did not have a sustained source of card advantage, is something that's notable. Old Bay Ray, I already caught that one. Be Rich, thank you for the 27 months. 14 months subbed, and I still don't know if Bone Crusher's ready. We'll help you work it out, I promise. Ah, that's exactly what my my Underworld Connections Thoughtseize hand wants to see, a pile of burn spells. Yikes. Thanks for the 13 months, Mana Symbol. Yeah, I guess I shocked to do this because Liliana can crew it next turn, which is great. Cardboard Live, from my understanding, is not open source and it's in closed beta, so I don't have access to that. I have no idea if Deckmaster is updated or not. We'll find out. Time Walk TV, thanks for the 7 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. We died in a Blaze Wildfeather. Got incredibly outvalued. I also just, like, don't like that Cardboard Live tries to take over everything. Like, I prefer Deckmaster for showing my deck list, so, like, I don't know. The upside to Cardboard Live having cards a day sooner or whatever, like, is a small upside to, like, having to change my whole ecosystem. Woof. Pretty punished here for burning the Kaya's Wrath. Maybe I should have waited on that. Totuk, thank you for the 17 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. The red-black giant seems real sweet. These two together are real good. They have a Wild Slash in their hand, so my Heart of Kiran's gonna die here, but something's gonna die to it. Might as well be Heart of Kiran. I definitely should have Othakaya'd this Rabblemaster and held on to the Wrath. If I'd have done that, we would have been able to kill this. Okay. Yeah, I just had in my mind that I was going to Wrath anyways, so if I was Wrathing, it didn't matter. So, while Underworld Connections could eventually provide a source of card advantage, we don't currently have the life to do that, really, so we're We're gonna get Murderous Rider down here and hopefully buffer our life total back up before we start trying to draw cards. Man, all right, so the wanker that I timed out for saying they don't trust Bernie Sanders complained about it on Twitter and tagged me there. So just in case you're still watching, you're not new here, so fuck you for starters for misrepresenting my position. I didn't time you out for saying you don't trust Bernie Sanders, you annoying twat. I timed you out because you challenged my position without posting any supporting evidence for it. So thank you for being a typical annoying individual and saying that I'm sensitive and I'm upset with you because I disagree with your position. I don't give a shit what your position is. The problem is you presented your position in a way that's contrary to mine with no supporting evidence. This is my channel. This is my house. You don't just get to come in here and tell me I'm wrong with no backing it up. That's the problem. And people who are lazy and intellectually dishonest are going to try and make this about me and are going to try and make it about Jeff can never be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. Just ask my wife. She'll tell you I'm wrong constantly. However, if you want to come in here and tell me I'm wrong, got to tell me why. If you're not telling me why I'm wrong, you're just being a dick. And if you're being a dick, you can bugger off. To quote the Big Lebowski, you're not wrong, but you're still an asshole. So again, when you get timed out for a thought or feeling like that, I'm not timing you out because of the correctness or incorrectness of what you're doing. I'm timing you out because of the way in which you're doing it. Thanks for the bits, Sonorka. All right, we beat them after they flooded out a little bit. My boy Shambling Vent here has my back. Thanks for the new subs, folks. Rove Fellow, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. And we had Fenskinator with the brand new Tier 1 sub. Welcome to Hooglandia, folks. All right, Blessed Alliance is probably stellar here, huh? Makes them sacrifice a thing and gains us some life. Nyx-Fleece Ram is great. We did end deck up at the perfect 20, didn't we? What are we supposed to trim here? Yeah, Murderous Rider is such a really well-balanced card, right? Like, this is, like, it's worse than Hero's Downfall in the front half, but the backside having lifelink, it self-balances itself out. Is this an Underworld Connections out matchup? I know their deck's kind of aggressive. I guess they're probably aggressive enough. They're probably aggressive enough that this is a trim. Liliana's probably a little slow too. Thanks, Michael. I don't think this is a Languish matchup. Actually, is Languish better than Kaya's Wrath here? Languish kills all of their stuff, and this doesn't kill my Nyx-Fleece Rams, right? So is there anything they play that I'm not thinking of that this misses? I'm trying to like go through. Why are we playing this much standard this week? Did I miss anything? Yeah, the set releases today, MB. They usually just play Glorybringer for dragons. Ooh, Languish does tag Hazret if it's in there too. I think I have to mulligan this. I guess I have Bless. Maybe I keep this. If this hand draws a black source, it's very reasonable, right? I think we keep this and hope to rip a black source. And like, even if we just drew more non-black lands here, we still play Magic, right? Like, imagine we run off a bunch of planes here, we still go 2, 3, 4, but we hit the black source on 1 because we're a professional. Is it just Banger? I feel like it's just Banger. Like, these other cards they could play sooner, but I'm not realistically ending the game before they get to Glorybringer, and it's definitely the best card in their hand. Peak Magic Online, chat, is when you put these cards into the revealed zone, it shows you Stomp and Bone Crusher separately. Oh, quality wizard software. Every adventure card shows up twice. They're on 2 lands, but Bone Crusher's also 2 spells. I mean, it's not really 2 spells, though. Like, it's a second spell in the fact that, like, one of the spells hits me for 2. But, like, just shocking my face for 2 isn't really, like, a spell, if you think about it. No, this is only the second match of this league, Python. So, Arena just entered downtime, I think. So, I unfortunately messed up my time zones when I was looking at this. So, Arena's downtime is later than I thought. We do have a very pretty Gideon in the trials. Chandra, yeah, it's a little scary. I guess that's actually not too bad, because it means we get to play Gideon next turn on a relatively empty board. Gideon ally of Zendikar. This is... Oh, I totally messed it up. Yeah, I should have played Gideon. I was thinking this was Gideon Blackblade, which we are also playing. We hadn't drawn this one yet. You're right, I should have probably played Gideon of the Trials on this Bone Crusher, not Blessed Alliance that turn. So they aren't doing... So the question about bans on Pioneers in a little bit weird spot, because they aren't doing Pioneer updates outside of updates from other formats anymore, but they're also doing rapid fire ban list updates for all formats now. Oh, I guess Chain Whirler plus Lightning Strike with the land here kills Gideon, doesn't it? That's awkward. Okay, so do we play Lady Liliana or do we play Gideon of the Trials? I'm gonna need to pressure this Chandra Torch of Defiance next turn, so I think with that in mind, it's probably best to play Gideon of the Trials. We're playing Gideon Tribal, basically. It's finally Oops All, Chad. Thanks for the 35 months, JVL. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yep. All right, so they stomped that. I just let this happen, right? So they're going to get to attack my Gideon for 1. New set releases on Moto today as well, Kuritin. It's hard to know, Lord Aaron. I don't know. I feel like the hardcore Magic players are probably here on Arena to stay, but I think like some... Oh no, the stomp beats the... Oh, I've made a huge mistake. I've made a huge mistake. The Stomp beats Gideon's. Wow, this card's really not good, huh? That's super awkward. Well, shoot. Well, I think we're I could have pushed. I thought the Whirler wasn't dealing damage. So the reason why I didn't push the Whirler there is I thought the Whirler wasn't dealing damage. This Stomp stops damage prevention. It's a white card. How could it possibly be good? Yeah, so I made a mistake there. My Gideon should be at 3, which means it shouldn't be dying to Mutavault. With this dying to Mutavault, we're probably just dead. I don't have a way to pressure this anymore now. We have a good series of draws. Maybe these can pull us through, but definitely low expectations from here on out. Murderous Rider would be a good pickup, yep. Our health total is also a little bit low, though. I do not have any Heliod combo in the queue at the moment. Actually, that's a lie. There is a green-white enchantments deck that has Heliod combo in it in the queue. We have a few Pioneer decks that are going to add some Theros cards to it. I'm interested in trying the new Escape Phoenix and Blue-Red Eldrazi. There's a red-black discard deck featuring the red-black Giant. I'm planning to, the rest of today after this league, once Arena comes back up, as well as Friday and Saturday, are going to be all standard. And then starting Sunday, we'll be back to doing Pioneer every morning. Yep. Okay. Oh, right. We won game 1. Sick. All right. Let's try and win game 3 on the draw. What's my favorite Theros card tricks I played? The new Red-Black Titan looks sweet. The Red-Black Aristocrats deck in the deck queue today is one that I put in and put together with 4 of the Titan in it. Oh, by the way, something I don't think I've shared on stream yet that's exciting for stream news is there's been so much interest from Pioneer that with Standard, if Standard's going to have some popularity again or Historic, the only solution to doing as much Pioneer as I want to do and also as much Arena is streaming more. So starting next week, I believe Christy and I have secured an after-school sitter for 2 days a week for Jake. So I think Mondays and Wednesdays moving forward, I'm going to be running later into the afternoons. I think rather than finishing at 2 to 2:30 on those days, we're going to go till about 5 to 6. My poor ram hath been struck down. Okay. Can't cast Gideon. Liliana's fine, though. Gets to effectively take all the power off Kari Zev. You gotta put the 1500 with the cheer word. Crazy Duck, I believe it's capital C in cheer. And for Ebzan Zoo, sounds good. Once you get that through. Hopefully we draw a land here and we get to Languish this board. That would be great. Commander Bun Bun, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Or 11 months, sorry. 10 month streak, 11 months total. Perfect. Put this towards something fun with Heliod combo. Awesome, Navier. Will do. Thank you for the absurd pile of biddies. Enjoy your new bit emotes. Can you sack Titan with the trigger on the stacked oven? You definitely can, Justin. Well, we got to take the Ember Cleave moments before disaster happened. We unfortunately missed our land, though. Gosh, if we'd have hit a land here, we'd have been in a really good spot. Do I just roll this back and get my Nyx-Fleece Ram back? I think that's the plan. Wow, I milled 2 non-lands off the top of our deck. So obviously the heads-up play there was clearing 2 non-lands to give ourselves a chance to cast Languish. I'm gonna do another Cool Stuff Inc. article for Theros. I had one article that went up last week talking about some initial cards that I liked. I'm hoping to do a deck list article at some point, but it's hard to say when I'm gonna be able to fit time in for that. How many of these are attacking Liliana? Yeah, that makes sense. And then they'll throw this at me as well. And we'll block these here. Oh, this has Menace. I was like, oh, why aren't they killing her? They are. It has Menace. Thassa looked really impressive in a number of the streamer event people that I watched yesterday. I didn't get to watch a ton, but what I did watch. Thassa looked really, really good. Perfect. Okay. And hey, the heads up play of swapping the Kaya's Wrath for Languish here really coming into play with our Nyx-Fleece Ram. Yeah, the Blink God. That's a triple in price. That doesn't surprise me. The card's likely going to be very good in Blue-Green Ram. I feel like Thassa from yesterday is a really good example of how it can be kind of hard to judge what it can be kind of hard to judge what's going to be good and what's going to be bad without actually playing with the cards first. You know, it can be really quickly see synergies once you play a little bit with things. Now, they do have a Glorybringer here, so I expect this to come up. Maybe I should have just made an emblem with this. Oh, yeah, I should have plus on the Chandra, because I clicked through it. This card, I didn't process that this card deals damage to me. I should be plus 2 life. I didn't make the good play because I'm dumb, chat, because I missed it. As is frequently the case. Yeah, the green-red deck we're going to be starting with today for the standard portion is a Nyx-Fleece. Nyx Bloom Ancient deck. Nyx Bloom. Sorry, I'm staring at Nyx-Fleeces here. This is super unfortunate. They have a Lightning Strike as one of their 2 cards in hand, so they're going to kill my Gideon here now. Chat, I'm beginning to think there's a chance that while Bone Crusher Giant is legal, my 4X Gideon deck is not good. I have this sinking feeling. Well, I mean, that was the card we needed to draw to keep playing Magic here, huh? If I had played slightly better, we'd be at plus 2 life right now, which is super relevant, but we'll see if we can scrape this out in spite of myself. Since we're not playing Gideon Sacrifice, that card's a little eh. Maybe Gideon saw the future and sacrificed himself so he knew Bone Crusher was going to be ready. Poor Gideon. Poor Chad. Yep. Another challenge is pretty good. We're down to 10. Glorybringer puts us down to 6. We go back up to 8 with the Rams. If we draw another meaningful spell to play alongside this Rider, like we draw a way to kill this Glorybringer. Could be in a good spot. Another land, you know, got that going for us. Halfway there, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Do-do, do-do-do-do-do, don't stomp me, I need my prevention. Do-do, do-do-do-do-do. And like, now we're under the gun on this Chandra too. So like, this Chandra is threatening to ult in 2 turns and kill us, so we've got that to deal with as well. Her emblem basically reads win the game. Whenever you cast a spell, this emblem deals 5 damage to a target. Do emblems have names? They don't. Just Planeswalker and then emblem. So I still have 2 blockers for Chain Whirler and Scab Clan here. So we technically have the board stabilized at the moment, sans this Chandra ult that's eventually coming. So we win? I think that means we win, right? Pretty sure that means we win. Something, skill game, something, better player always wins, something. The swings, chat. The swings. Nothing but professional. Listen, we put 2 Languishes in our deck so we could draw them, chat. Decent top deck. Honestly, though, hats off to Castle Locthwain there, right? Like, we talked about this being the best castle. I really think it is. Like, this card is single-handedly the reason we won that game there. Brandy Savage, coming on in with the 15 months. Welcome back. Were you just humming She Bangs? I mean, that language there clearly bangs. Clearly DTF. I kind of feel like I want a 25th land in this deck, and it should just be a second black castle. Uh-oh. There might be a tiny child in the room behind me. What did my Arena stats email look like? Did the email I deleted from Magic Arena without reading it include stats? I definitely deleted a message. Definitely deleted an Arena email without opening it. Oh, your ELD stats. Yeah, look at that. Oh, it doesn't tell me games played. It says I've cast 37,000 spells. How does that rank for other people? Those feel like rookie numbers. 27K feels like 37K feels like rookie numbers. Did Croakies hit 6 figures? I feel like Croakies could probably have hit 6 figures. All the good nuts. Thank you for the brand new tier 3 sub. I appreciate that. An absurd level of generosity. Thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Remember to submit a deck through the forum. Let me know what you'd like to see this month. Yeah, Croakies, he's a streaming machine, man. His uptime is just absurd. Thanks for the Urborg opponent. I appreciate you. Leona's a decent pickup here. Yeah, I assume he's only not on right now because he's waiting for the release to drop after he streamed all day yesterday. Oh, ooh. Grizzly Salvage and Kisses combo is an interesting one. This is a card we've not tried before. Squirrel Squad. Thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. Where's my dashboard at? This is for Living Twister Build Round. Sounds phenomenal. Get that added after we're done today. Yeah, I believe there's a setting you have to toggle to get promotional emails like that in your settings somewhere. I think. Okay, they took Kisses off that salvage. Okay, so get to Myth Realized here. Let's see if this card can actually do anything. So, Myth Realized gets a counter every time we cast a non-creature spell. And then we can eventually pay a mana to make it a creature token equal to the amount of myth counters on it. Which is kind of cute. It's a threat that survives our sweepers. Notably, its counters get reset by Teferi bouncing it, though, which is quite a big downside. You have a problem with Kisses combo? Yeah, Graveyard Hate probably, Justin. Although I think Kisses combo in general, if it's played by an adequate opponent, tends to dumpster control decks. I mean, that's what happens in any large Twitch chat, right, Coin Flip? Like, Croaky's, his streams really exploded lately. So, like, most chats that hit, like, 1,000 plus people, like, if you put 1,000 random people anywhere on the internet and, like, give them anonymity, like, people who are rancid tends to be the ones that are the loudest a lot of the time. Gotta have a heavier hand, or the communities tend to skew that way a lot of the time. Meme culture. What a weird society in which we live in. That's a real thing. The meme culture. All right, so Diligent Excavator, for people not familiar with the Kisses combo deck, is a very key card, so definitely want to kill this one. This is a card that lets them fill their graveyard up so they can eventually bring a bunch of stuff back with Kisses. Go ahead and fire up my Myth Realized here. Crew Heart of Kiran off of this. Cast Murderous Rider off of their Urborg. Plus my Liliana on nothing. Smack them for 6 here. Ancient Egyptians base their written language on memes. Yeah, they have an Urborg over here. Because Urborg is a legendary land that works with Kisses. It also makes their mana confluences less painful in a lot of spots, so it's very good in their archetype. So we're just like crossing our fingers and hoping not to die here. If they have Kisses here, we could die. Okay. Am I dead yet? I don't think Rest in Peace is legal in Historic. Can you imagine historians and prestigious universities using the word meme culture unironically 10 plus years from now? I mean, I would be very excited about that, Pokemon nerd, because it means our society as a whole hasn't broken down in the 10 years between now and then. It gives me hope. Social media archaeologist might be a profession in a decade or so. I mean, it's already kind of a profession for some people in the industry, right? Like you could argue vetting people's social media is kind of like being a social media archaeologist. So Kisses here lets them recast a bunch of legendary stuff from their bin. Thankfully, they only have 2 Mox Ambers currently. They do get to sit here and cast Emeries back and forth over and over again, though. We might just be dead to them looping Emeries back and forth here. So what they do is they play an Emery, they mill themselves for 4, they exile 2 legends, they play a Mox Amber, they play an Emery. Eventually they'll hit another Mox Amber, and then they'll start netting mana on each loop, and there should be a 4-mana Jace in their deck, so they'll be able to cast that for 3. How many legends do they have in their hand? This is basically their hand at this point. This is game 1. I mean, memes are just joke pictures. That's how you explain it to someone who's older that's not familiar with the internet. They're just pictures that are jokes. Joke pictures with captions. They're like cartoons, yeah. Alright, so they played a Laziv. So this can eventually, if they hit another Mox Amber, allow them to copy Diligent Excavator. When we played JAC yesterday, I talked about how Jeskai Ascendancy combo along with Kisses are my 2 picks for underexplored combo decks in this format that feel powerful. And this really shows the strength of the opponent's deck. If they like kill us from here, like they're at 1, just like turn 5 combo us while they're dead on board. Yeah, we also interacted with them. Like I killed their first Kisses. Worth noting that if you'd put a lore counter on Myth Realized instead of playing Murderous Rider, they couldn't have shocked in Watery Grave. It's a good observation. Could have dealt 1 more point of damage, and they'd have been short of mana here. All right, they hit a 3rd Mox Amber here, but they're kind of running out of legends. Oh, we did kill Excavator too, didn't we? Yeah, the Kisses deck is very good, both in Historic and Pioneer. It's up on the website for a reason. So they have 2 Hope of the Garroper in here, 2 Mox Amber, and an Emery. So now they're going to exile their wait, what are they doing? It's a Shar. Okay. Now this brings back Diligent Excavators. I think they're deterministic at this point. I feel like this deck's hard to play. I don't know. Like, there's a lot to memorize. I think the opponent's deck is different than traditional aggro decks, but, like, once you understand what it's doing, like, there's very specific key things that you tend to look for. Yeah, I'm gonna let them kill us. It is very similar to KCI. Number of game actions that you take. Still no updated MSI file for Marina. If we care about winning, we should let them deck us for clock damage. Yeah, that's probably true. Do I care enough about that? Yeah, I agree with that, King Duress. I think it's different more so than hard to play. So, like, your skills that you have from other decks don't translate as directly to it. Jim Davis reads The Hobbit to his viewers while the combo deck stroke off. Yeah. Well, are they deterministic at this point? I guess they only have to cast. Yeah, they have Teferi plus Mox. Okay, yeah, they're deterministic. There was a long point in this game where they were not deterministic. Lost Legacy sounds good. Rest in Peace is great, obviously. I don't think this is a Kaya's Wrath matchup. Definitely not a Liliana Dreadhorde general matchup. Yeah, they flip our deck into the bin. Sometimes they play a copy of 4-mana Jace so they can just deck themselves. Sometimes they play Oathakaya and they'll loop Oathakaya dealing damage to you to kill you. It was a close game, and again, worth noting that I could have been more aggressive with a Myth Realized that game and dealt an extra point of damage to cut them off of having access to a shock land. The MS5 file has not been posted yet. I'm refreshing every couple of minutes on my third monitor. I will let folks know when they post the updated MSI file. The downtime is scheduled to last for like another 50 minutes still. So, might not be for a bit. Opponent taking as long to sideboard as their deck takes to combo kill. I believe this is match 3. Yep, match 3. There's a really, really tiny number, match 3 up there. If we lose this match, we're actually we're 1-1, right? Yeah, we are 1-1, right? We peeled out in the red deck. Which 4-mana Jace? The one that lets you win the game if your deck is empty. From that standard legal. Alright, see, it looks great. Ton of pressure here. Get to go Thoughtseize into Heart into Gideon. Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. Definitely had no idea what that card was called. Just the standard legal 4-mana Jace. 10 out of 10. Gosh, if I'd known they were going to take this long, I'd have made them click through and killing me. Come on, opponent. Let's go. Let's go. Peak playing against KCI is they have 14 minutes on their clock, and I have 22 and a half. I don't care about Modern Legacy, so I just refer to him as Jace 4. Fair. Architect of Thoughts, legal, and Pioneer. Sing a song, sing out loud, to last your whole life long. Don't worry if it's not good enough, for anyone else to hear. Just sing, sing a song. Fabiano with the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Thanks for keeping me around. Okay, so they mulliganed to 5. I think we're just Thoughtseizing their Thoughtseize, huh? Hope they brick on lands and we get to run them down. Where's Marty? I haven't heard that one before. I don't know if we've done that one before. All right. Did they hit it? Do. They didn't hit it. To attack with Heart of Kiran here. Now, one thing that's a little bit awkward with this Gideon of the Trials and Heart of Kiran is if I want to make this a creature, it doesn't gain loyalty to work with Heart. But this game's going to be short and brutal enough that that really won't matter. So make a 2/2. Make a 4/4. Crew this. What would you consider to be the overall best Planeswalker after Oko? Probably Mind Sculptor. Like, the ones that would be up for discussion are like Mind Sculptor, Chandra Torch of Defiance, 3-mana Teferi. Liliana the Veil, maybe? Yeah. Shakes the World could maybe be in the discussion. I don't know. Shakes the World hasn't had nearly as much impact in other non-rotating formats. So, like, from standard perspective, this has definitely been huge. But, like, from a Seas, Pioneer, Modern, Legacy play, like... I think I would rather name things that are like from a multi-format all-star, 3-mana Teferi's probably up there. That one sees play in Pioneer, Modern, and Legacy. We're talking about after Oko. Hey now, what's the number 2? I don't think any of the Flipwalkers are inherently busted. I think a number of the Flipwalkers are playable, and I think if you were asking me to pick my favorite Planeswalker designs, I think the Flipwalkers are some of my favorite designs of any Planeswalkers out there, but I think on a raw power level, they don't quite make the cut. Yeah, Flip Jace and Flip Nissa are some of my favorites, and like Kithian saw plenty of play in white aggressive decks as well. I'd really like to see another cycle of those. Another set of Flipwalkers. This is fine. It needs a way to crew this Heart, but it's got Thoughtseize and Fatal Push, so I think those go a long way here. Who do I want in a cycle of Flipwalkers? I don't really have any particulars. Maybe it could be fun to get a set of multicolored Flipwalkers. Like, could we get 10 Flipwalkers in each of the 2 color pairs? I think that could be sweet. As for which walkers would they be, I'm not really super particular. So, with Teferi in hand, I think I just go Shambling Vent Fatal Push this next turn. Because if I play the Heart of Kiran out, Teferi's just going to bounce it. Oko that flips into the same Oko at different loyalty costs. Perfect. Cast out, not amazing here, because obviously my opponent's deck has a lot of... The opponent's deck has a lot of legendary creatures in it, but their 1/3/2 drop, Diligent Excavator, is just so important to kill. I think we leave Cast Down in. Interested to see what they take here. They have Mana Confluence and 3 cards I don't know at this point. What does opponent do to kill Gideon of the Trials? They can attack him in combat. Okay, they just flop around for a bit here. We got a 2-turn clock, huh? Okay. It's a jump blocker. They have Mana Confluence and 1 card we don't know. Spend our mana to put a counter on this. I think I'd rather take a counter off of this one. There's a world where they could kill us with 2 cards next turn, but it's pretty unlikely. That's not something I put any brain power into, Apex Prodigy. As of yet. Okay, that deals with the token, but I've got 4 lethal threats staring you down. Yep, opponent is playing Kisa's combo. Okay, we're 2-1. Slow and steady. We can stretch our next 2 matches out to cover 50 minutes. If these next 2 go quickly, we'll probably just sit on our hands for a little bit while we wait for the release to drop. Downtime is scheduled to be done in 50 minutes from now at 11:30 Central. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll be done early. Hopefully it won't be. What was the... Which set release was it that... hey, thanks for the sub-gift, certified guy. Which set release was it again where, like, you could only connect if you VPN to the West Coast via proxy? It was a couple of releases ago at this point. Was it M20? It was M20 or War? It might. I feel like it was longer ago than M20. I think it was War of the Spark. I don't remember though. If someone looked it up and told me it was M20, I'd believe you. Alright, I think I just need to play a cast down this turn. It's another black aggressive deck, so things like Castle and things that generate lots of card advantage for them can make these quite hard for us. I'm going to go ahead and cast down the Scrap Heap here. buffers my health total the most. If they want to pump Knight to get a counter on it, that means I can Murderous Rider the Knight next turn and have an empty board, which is nice. Okay, so we're taking 4 here, but like, now I get to have an empty board, which is wonderful. So I'm gonna do this now to preserve my life total as much as possible. I have 4 cards left. We'll see what they deploy here. Now, it is worth noting we did give them a creature in the bin here for Scrap Heap Scrounger. So that's going to get to pop back up here at end of turn. I think we just deploy this. Okay, see if they have a Rankle here to kill Gideon. If they don't have Rankle to kill Gideon, Chad pumping out tokens here might be enough to pull us through, especially with a Fatal Push deployed next turn to help defend him. Swift End, sure. Alright, what do you got? I just do this. Is there any Theros fiction released? I don't believe there was a book. No. Which I can't understand why the last book was so widely well received. This thing can give Vigilant, so next turn we'll probably play Gideon plus on here. Here's some Theros fiction. Nissa is no longer legal and aggro is now playable. It's funny. It's funny because it's sad. Now they could try and trade Mutavault for my Murderous Rider here, but we'll just push it off a cliff if they do that. Yeah, I have Fatal Push. Thanks everybody for hanging out here today, by the way. We're over 1,600 people, which I assume means we have a number of people who are here for the Theros waiting room, which is exciting. It's good to see some hype around Standard. Format's been in a bit of a drag. Remember, if you are a viewer at home who has a sweet deck for Standard, everything we played today except for Red-Black Aristocrats are viewer submissions. So if you have a sweet deck you've been working on, you can get it played here on stream for a number of matches by following the directions on my website there. Rankle's a real good draw. Oh, they didn't fire up Mutavault. That's really fortunate for us. So now I can go bounce Murderous Riders, Fatal Push this. Oh, they're just sending everything at me? Sure. Ashiok is busted. Yeah, actually, I put together, there's a blue-black mid-range deck in the deck queue right now with Ashiok in it, and it looks really clean. They're like trying to figure out how they want to pressure my stuff here. Trade Rider to push Rankle. It depends on how they attack here. If they let me trade Rider without losing Gideon, I'll probably do that, but ideally I don't want to lose Gideon in this combat. See what they're gonna do with Rankle here. Each player discards. Yeah, so now it's like, do I even Fatal Push? I don't think I do. I think I'd rather keep Heart of Kiran. Because Fatal Pushing now just lets him bring back Scrap Heap too. Which is not great for me. This is a 4-4. Untapped land here actually wasn't that bad of a draw, because it means in addition to having Heart of Kiran to activate next turn, I also have a Shambling Vent to play defense with, which is excellent against their 2-3 and their 2-2. So in a relatively good spot here. Is that the wrong time in it? Yeah, it's looking like 10:30 or 11:30. So they actually just, like, don't have good attacks here. And, like, next turn I can animate Heart, give it lifelink, and then attack them for 8. Toss a coin to your Twitcher. Oh, Valley of Bezos. Swift, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having an excellent Thursday wherever you are in the world. So they have no good attacks here. They also don't have particularly stellar blocks, so this prevents me from ever using the Gideon to exile something, but that's fine. Like getting to lifelink in here for 4 is huge. I guess this lets them get Scrap Heap Scrounger back, which maybe makes their attacks a little bit better next turn. We're up to 10, though, which is a big deal. I do still have 2 blockers here. If they want to get in and, like, pressure my Gideon, they have to take some medium attacks. Ooh. Yeah, put on the bottom in that case is a triggered ability, not a replacement effect. Well, that one's not so useful. Now, the problem here is we've drawn a couple of blanks in a row now. As Thoughtseize being another blank. So, like, they're going to be able to pressure our Gideon off the table here, and suddenly that gets rid of both of our threats, right? Because, like, if the Gideon dies, I no longer have something to fuel, crew the Heart of Kiran. They're chumping with Rankle. That seems very good for us. If they want to ship everything into Gideon next turn, he dies, but I get to eat 2 of their things, and then Shambling Vent can get frisky on the backswing. And, like, we've pressured their health total enough at this point that castle activations are no longer free, so definitely anyone's game at this point. I think they need to attack into Gideon this turn, though, for sure. Really? Okay. Yeah, but if I block with Heart Chat, they'd still hit Gideon for 6. Yeah, our opponent's drawn well, and we've drawn kind of medium, and we're still in this game, right? If we find a piece of action next turn. They'll post on Twitter, King. I'll also mention it here, so if you're listening to me or watching me, you'll know. I've got the update going on my third monitor. Yeah, tapping the Mutavault was just wrong, right? Because they have Urborg, so like this makes black mana. So they definitely should have tapped the Swamp instead of the Mutavault. Is Yarok playable in Pioneer? It is not, I don't think. I think what Yarok costs just too much mana to be reasonable here. The upside he grants is often win more and unnecessary. With Shambling Vent isn't Gideon. Okay, it is because they tap Mutavault. If they would have attacked with Mutavault here, they would have been attacking with 5 things, and I could have blocked 2 of them, and then Gideon would have taken 6. She's very mean to me, Dougie. You think the delay is them noticing? Maybe. I don't know. Could just be the average Comcast dropout to you, right? Never attribute to Malice that which you can attribute to Comcast. This is game 1 of this match too still, right? I haven't sideboarded yet. Do we board in Rest in Peace in this matchup? We probably do, right? It gets rid of Scrap Heap, Gutter, and Bloodsoak. I probably want Rip and Nyx-Fleece and Languish are likely the inclusions. That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. Oh yeah, the Chad emblem is lethal there, right? It gives the heart. MTGO has Theros event starting today. Yeah, emblem was lethal. So I know that Underworld Connections losing life here seems bad in an aggro matchup, but I actually think it's important to have like some sustained sources of card advantage in our deck that's kind of mid-rangey, so I don't think I can cut this card. Well, there's going to be times where we're going to draw it where we don't want to activate it constantly. I think it's important to have access to some of this effect. Did someone just say Boda? Thank you for the 19 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Is there a better or more efficient? I'm not sure that there is. I do think from playing this deck, one issue it does feel like it has is it's a mid-range deck without sustained sources of card advantage. It's a shame Phyrexian Arena isn't legal in this format. That's one of those cards they printed direct to Historic that we don't have access to here in Pioneer as of yet. Maybe ever. As a heads up, it often takes a little while for the new cards to become super accessible, because something Magic Online does that's incredibly idiotic is you can only get new cards at set release from playing sealed leagues. So you can't just like buy and open booster packs. It's real silly. Is Karn Sign of Urza good for card advantage? Yeah, maybe. That could be an okay suggestion. He draws a card every turn. I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and just Fatal Push this. Just keep my health total high here, especially with connections in my opener. Gideon of the Trials is sweet, kind of like soft removal for their recursive threat, since he comes into play and just bubbles them. I mean, you don't really need an easier to cast sweeper. Because, like, you're going to be casting double black cards anyway. So Kaya's Rastifully the sweeper. Yeah, Historic leaves ranked today. If you're one of the many people out there who is annoyed that Historic's not going to have a ranked option anymore, you should definitely let your feelings be known to Wizards of the Coast on social media. There will still be a best... There's people here that don't know. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, Wizards of the Coast views Historic and Brawl as annoying extras that they have to give the players, not core features to their product. So for those of you that are new around these parts, this is standard Wizard operating procedure. Wizards of the Coast believes that by making other formats inaccessible, it will encourage people to play more standard. But that's not how things work. There will still be a best of 3Q4 Historic. We are still going to play Historic on the stream. You just will no longer be able to play Historic as a ranked option. Which, if you think that's very silly, I agree with you. Is Argyl's Bloodfast playable? I think Bloodfast is probably worse than Underworld Connections. Captain Markov, thank you for the 13 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right. I think I need to just take a turn off of drawing an extra card here and gain a life. Or gain 2 life. Kind of low at the moment. Yeah, there's constructed league. There's going to be constructed events, Kurtz and Chi. So there will always be a best of 3 Historic queue available. It's just sometimes it's going to be ranked and sometimes it's going to be a constructed event. How's Black-White mid-range with Truce? It's been alright. I think we are a little bit short on sustained sources of card advantage, but other than that, it's been super reasonable. Yeah, I don't know. Someone asked me to post something. I don't know. I kind of don't mind just playing constructed events. So, like... If someone said I wouldn't mind if they got rid of the ladder entirely, yeah, I also wouldn't be heartbroken if the ladder just, like, wasn't a thing. Huh? What do I do here? I think I want to play Heart of Kiran because this lets me next turn play Blackblade, attack with a 4/4 lifelinker. Oh, I could use Gideon to save the rider. I didn't make the good play because I'm bad, chat. The answer to why didn't you make the good play is because I'm bad, as always. So the correct play there was definitely make the good play. They have a removal spell for this. We're actually a little bit of trouble now. Scrap Pete pops back up here. If I still had that 2/3 lifelinker, we'd be in a much better spot. Do have Othakaya here still, which is nice. I would expect them to do this every release as well, okay? Gun 3. When does the government my vacation in Hoaglandia as a residency? Should I apply for a visa? Did I just die? I think I just died, right? They just tank kill me. I think they just tank killed me. That's really unfortunate. Felt like we were in a pretty okay spot here. If I would have made the Gideon play, we'd have won this game, I think, almost certainly. Definitely lost that game because I messed up badly. If I'd have played the Gideon pre-Kaya's Wrath and bubbled my rider and saved it, we'd have been A-okay there. We've had another lifelinker in play. Why not give us both? Because if they want people who are playing ranked to play standard. The answer is they want you to play standard. Like most of their decisions are to funnel you into playing standard. Standard creates repeat customers. While people will definitely buy some cards for historic, in the long run, historic generates less revenue than standard does. My pack cracking is not going to be too super exciting here on stream because I'm going to craft every rare in the set before we open any booster packs, because I have infinite rare wild cards that I will never otherwise use. So by crafting all of them with my pile of rare wild cards, I'll get a bunch of gems refunded, so I basically get a discount and a bunch of boosters. Is the goal. So I'm gonna craft sets of commons, uncommons, and rares, and then we'll be opening booster packs to get mythics. First world problems, yep. That's actually one thing the Mythgard game we played a bit of on stream at the end of last year did really well. You could dust your wild cards that you didn't need. So you never just got like stuck with a bunch extra. All right, let's try and not punt this third game like I messed up the second one there. Usually how it works is after I mess up a game, I just get incredibly unlucky in the third. It's just like, shouldn't have messed up the second. Yeah, this is fine. It's actually, like, really good, huh? 2 Gideons, all the colors of mana we need, removal spell, sweeper. Redistribute your wild cards to the working class, you filthy elite. Not a committee. Thank you for the 6 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Am I no longer playing Mythgard? Yeah, my sponsorship with them ended, Frost Daughter. And the cold blunt truth is that, like, I only have so many hours to stream in a week, and streaming smaller games is just less profitable than Magic. So all other things considered, this is primarily Magic stream. Yeah, there's this Mana Math article from Frank Karsten. It's kind of the Bible. Our hand's pretty good. What they take with this Duress is going to depend on the context of their hand. Mythgard's good. I'll probably dip back in a little bit to Mythgard when they release their next set. I think they're supposed to release their set in February or March, if I remember their timeline. Joke's on you, opponent. I didn't want to cast these spells anyways. Kind of expect them to take my other Gideon here. Just lock us out of win conditions. Our random removal spells here are not stellar against their recursive threats. Ooh, I'm just going to do this. I think there's a good chance because they left us with this Gideon that they just have a Murderous Rider here. One for wanting Scrap Heap Scrounger. Feels good, man. Hey, Regalar. Thank you for the 11 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Opponent stumbling on lands again here. Second Rest in Peace. Not a stellar draw. Even an untapped land here would be pretty okay. We could start activating Castle. Blessed Alliance does get rid of Gutter Bones and gain us 4 though, so we've got that going for us. Yeah, I should probably edit that. I was also leaving that up there to a degree to see if there would be submissions that came in, but there haven't been any for a long time. So probably going to take that down. All right, I gain 4, you sack a creature. Goodbye, Felicia. Just stone cold nothing, huh? Seems good for us. Whew! Speaking of seems good for us, it's exactly what we want. Source of card advantage to get ahead while they're stumbling. Well, I mean, less sad about the second Gideon of the Trials drawn now. Okay, running lands here means that I can start drawing with Underworld and using Castle. Where is this art from? Was this one of the, like, Steam? This was like, one of the West Coast, convention promos, right? Oh, was it a spell book? Was it SDCC or a spell book? Comic-Con? SDCC and Comic-Con have special ones usually, right? I'm going to cast this down. Keeping my health total high here is a priority because I'm getting to turn my health total into cards. Don't really care about this because my castle token trades with it. I'm just passing here. Maybe I'm supposed to play the Gideon out to be aggressive. Hopefully they attack with both here, and then I castle, make a token, trade with the Blood Soaked, and then Fatal Push something else. Phyrexian Arena is not legal in this format, Wolfie. So Phyrexian Arena is one of the cards that was printed directly into Historic. So not getting DQ'd would be the reason why it's better. Okay, I think I just passed with this Murderous Rider up here. Lets me kill a Rankle if they have another one. They have a removal spell here. Wow, they left Fatal Pushing against us. That's interesting. It's not a card that seems particularly great. So I can kill this, and then I can play Murderous Rider. I can also kill this, activate Castle. Captain Butt Stuff with the brand new tier 3 sub. I appreciate that absurd level of support. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday wherever you're at in the world. Oh, Twitch usernames. It's a little brutal. I'm gonna kill this. We take 6 total here, down to 5. Speaking of usernames, I discovered today that there are a lot of fake Jeff Hoaglands. Yes, I have annoyed a lot of people over the years. I think I'm supposed to draw a card here. Sweeper. Sick. Goodbye, friends. So I can play Gideon and then play Murderous Rider here. Do the fakes try to stir up trouble? They do. So their last card could be a Doomblade here. Like if their last card is like another Murderous Rider, we could be in a bit of trouble here. Or another Grasp. Yep. Because they get to play Murderous Rider. We're actually going to be dead on board, right? Because they're going to play Murderous Rider, attack us to 2. And then I don't currently have a way to gain life. I've annoyed a lot of people over the years, a sign of a well-lived life. No, Kaya's Wrath only gains you life. Kaya's Wrath only gains you life if it destroys something. So if we have an indestructible thing in play, it does not gain us life. Hey, Captain Buttstuff. Thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. Thanks for all your great content. Been watching you for a while. Your analytical style of dealing with people is a pleasure and welcome from repetitive internet trolldom. Well, thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate that. That's an absurd level of support. All right, might as well attack with this. So we're going to be dead to a removal spell next turn, right? So I can actually activate Castle here. So we're not dead on board, but we are dead to a removal spell. Really, really close set here overall. I punted a close game 2, and then this game we might be fortunate enough to win. If they don't kill us here, they should be dead once this life links this next turn. But another Fatal Push, a Grasp of Darkness, another Murderous Rider, any of these things win the game for them. All right, we made it to blockers. Hey, Cohen, thank you for the 15 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, so we make this a 5/5. Give him lifelink. He cannot plus on himself. It's another. Up to one other. Okay, and now I've got Nyx-Fleece, plus I'm going to draw a card here. All right, so I'm obviously should have done this pre-combat. It's whatever. Okay, we're far enough ahead that we can play slops at this point. far enough ahead that we can be a little sloppy. Oh, we were at 1. Yeah, duh. Look at that. Sorry, President Jeff forgot the situation past Jeff was in. Good guy. Good guy past Jeff. He doesn't always screw things up. Only screws things up a little bit on occasion sometimes. Sick. Okay, so a little bit fortunate to win that third game. Punted the second game. Yeah, I really feel like I want another source of card advantage in this deck. And I think the recommendation of Karn, 4-mana Karn, sounds really good. Like, it's another card that fuels Heart of Kiran. I feel like I would like to cut the Myth Realized and this Liliana, and I would like to play like 2 4-mana cards and like a 25th land. I think a second Castle Locthwain is probably really good. No, we've not played the Dreadhorde General. She's really slow in general in this format. Yes, corporate Karn. Karn, pants Karn is the one we would want. Nemesis of Reason, welcome to Hoaglandia. I appreciate the support. There's a lot of great people who can ship that Prime to every single month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it my way this month and keeping me employed. All right, so now I have a little bit of a gamble here. Do I take the Wild Slash so my Thoughtseize next turn guaranteed has a hit? Or do I take the Chandra and hope they draw another good spell? So if I take the Chandra and they draw like a 3, 4, or 5 drop, I get to take that when I Thoughtseize them again next turn. However, if they draw a brick, I don't get to take anything. I think I just take the Chandra because if they draw a brick, I'm probably far enough ahead that it doesn't matter. Cohen, I realize I watch you every day almost. You deserve more than just my basic bucks. Well, thanks for the biddies. I appreciate it. Be sure to take a peek at the deck queue and let me know if there's something there you'd like to see a bit sooner. As always, if you ever cheer 100 bits or more or donate $1 or more, you can always bump something in there. The people that support my stuff should dictate what we do. Escape Phoenix is good. Yeah, I think the Escape Phoenix is going to be a multi-format staple. I think that card's likely very reasonable. Okay, so we can't deploy Gideon Blackblade next turn because he'll just die in combat. I think we just go tap, play, and pass, and we get to Kaya's Wrath to clean this out. No, we're waiting for the new Phoenix Draven. So the top 2 decks in the Pioneer queue right now actually I want to put Theros cards in them, or one has Theros cards, the other one I want to add to. Bums, thank you for the 5 months, I appreciate that. Welcome back. Howdy, Lim Nursery, happy Thursday, happy release day. So we're taking 4 here down to 10. Thanks for the great Magic content over the years. Here's to feel that not being permanently banned is oh! No, wait, when are we... Does anybody remember what day they said we're going to find out about cards being suspended or not, or banned in Historic? I know it wasn't the set release, right? Was it early February? I don't remember. I know they gave us... It was end of March? Are you kidding me? That's so long. Ugh. Thanks, Watsy. Five mana Obnixilis. Maybe? Yeah, 5 mana Obnixilis could be another consideration. When the next anthology comes out. That's such a greed move. I think this might be close to a record viewer count for me on Magic Online. Hashtag Theros waiting room. When Arena comes back up from downtime, Theros cards will be legal. That's what we're going to do for the rest of the day. We know they have a Wild Slash in their hand still. All the cards on the suspension list will be returned by or before the ranked queue returning in March. That's still an exceedingly long time. That's a dragon. Still no updated MSI file. Scheduled downtime was supposed to end in 8 minutes. We'll see if they hit that. Oh, they're just trying to kill me. Well, that's rude. So, Kaya's Wrath does not kill my indestructible Gideon. I get to animate this Myth Realized. Give this lifelink. Attack for 6 here. Go back up to 8. The two Gideon Blackblades have been really good. The small amounts of life gain it provides have been super relevant. Sounds good, Cohen. Do I trade these? Is that crazy? I feel like that's not crazy. I'm gonna attack for... I'm gonna attack for 4. Sorry, I meant trade it post-combat, because they're not gonna block. This has text, chat. I mean, minus 6ing. I trade these by doing this. That's what I meant by. That's what I meant by trading, to clarify. If they blocked in combat, that would be a bad decision. If they did block, I would Fatal Push their egg token. So we attack first to get our damage in, but I think it's right to just clear those off the board. So they have Wild Slash, then one card we don't know in their hand. If they draw a Glory Banger, we could be in trouble because that kills Gideon, but outside of Banger, we're in an okay spot. Yeah, Wild Slash means Gideon. This Gideon's real bad against these red decks. The fact that Stomp stops it from working too is relevant. To bump up the jam here. That's technically a lethal land, right? The trial begins in the Senate. Did they agree to call witnesses? Oath of Rafiki. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday review out in the world. Thanks for hanging out here today. Myth Realized was impressive here. It was a threat that helped us close out. They won't agree or disagree to call witnesses till after. Thanks for the 21 months, Paradise Sale. I appreciate it. Welcome back. It does if some of the witnesses called are people that refuse subpoenas in the house. It doesn't. It's a threat that doesn't die to Glorybringer. So we played against this matchup once already in this league. I brought in Languish there. That sounds good again. Brought in some Nyx-Fleece Rams. Do I just cut at least one of these Gideons? He's really super medium here, right? Just the fact that his damage prevention doesn't do anything. TGP, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Maybe Last Hope. She doesn't really kill much here. I don't have that many creatures to bring back with her. Her ultimate's not likely to happen against a deck full of burn spells. All right, 3 minutes till the scheduled downtime is supposed to be over, and we don't have... Oh, the MSI file's live. We might actually have an on-time release, chat. So if you're someone that installs from the MSI file, the link's now available there. It just refreshed and went. I'm gonna get that installing while we finish this match. Am I bottoming Heart here? Yeah, I'm gonna bottom the second push. Yeah, sometimes the MSI file appears before... Oh, God. I forgot about release date bandwidth. Their server's currently only letting me download at 2 megs per second. So might take a little longer than normal. It's bouncing between 1.8 and 2 megs per second. Fly, my W-get command, fly! What's my normal download speed? 500 down? As fast as their server will give it to me. As fast as their server will give it to me. The problem with Alliance is they tend to play Rabblemaster. With that download speed, can I live in your shed? Yeah, Bloomington getting fiber internet was life-changing. Not having to pay Comcast blood money anymore is truly wonderful. I used to have to pay Comcast to uncap my bandwidth every month. On top of my $70 internet plan from Comcast, I had to pay them another $50 to let me actually use what I paid for. Because streaming uses approximately 6 megs of internet per second. More than that when you factor in everything else, probably closer to 10 megs per second. Yeah, the client update will happen before you can actually log in. Do you have a set bandwidth or a set up/down? I pay for 500 down, 100 up. And I get, unlike cable internet, I actually get 500 down, 100 up. Wait, do they not realize that I bubbled that? They paid an energy. Oh, it's not actually letting me download. When I log in, it's not actually letting me download from their servers yet. That's awkward. All right, so what am I doing here? How aggressive do we want to be? Probably not very. I think I just bubble the Aether Sphere Harvester and then throw Underworld Connections on a Plains. We have a small company called Metronet. Yes, all of the standard decks in the stream title BK are gonna be Theros decks. I have the client update installed. I do not, however, have the install downloaded fully because it's not up yet. Asymmetrical bandwidth is a function of doxis and coax media, not so much a coax media, not so much a business decision. Interesting. Thanks for the 12 months. I don't know enough about that to know if that is or isn't. I only saw Pioneered and Standard after it. Yeah, sometimes on mobile it gets cut off. As always, you can find my schedule on my website that lists not only what I'm playing, but when I'm playing it approximately. Although today's a little bit off because I thought downtime was ending sooner than it was. Nyx-Fleece Ram. It's exciting. Cast down. Now that's exciting. Okay, so let's do cast this. Actually, do I even need to cast that one down with the Ram as a blocker? I probably don't, right? So let's just like play Castle, play Ram, and pass. How they give me 5, they run a cable into my house. The fast internet happens with the cable. This is match 5. So this is match 5, and I believe we're up a game. So hopefully by the time this match is done, we can log in. Hey, Silent Spec, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hey, this one's going real quick. This one's got, which is good. This one's got 2.8 gigs to go. Looks like we'll be able to dive right in here perfectly. Hey, Aquain, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Mostly watching on YouTube, but happy to give you Bezos money and pay you back. I appreciate that. That keeps me around. In it to win it, chat. We're gonna craft a bunch of cards. We're gonna open a bunch of booster packs. I am gonna go ahead and finish this game. Am I blocking with this? We'll see if they play this wrong. So my opponent messed up here. So what they should do is they should let first strike damage happen before they deal damage to my Nyx-Fleece Ram. So what I've done here is I've gotten them to deal damage to this, and they get no value from it because I've killed their thing in response now. So got like a freebie plus 2 points of life there, which is nice. Get to keep my Ram around. Another fatal push. I think I'm actually going to shock this in so I can activate Castle this turn. With the Ram sitting here gaining us life, I think this is fine. Yes, yeah, the 1/1s from the castle are likely to help turn on Revolt. So we're going to 12 here. We'll go back up to 13. We'll go back down to 12. They gave this lifelink after damage happened. Awkward for them. Ooh. There's a big gal. There's a big gal. Does it even really do anything? Yeah, it gives us a source of loyalty to accrue the heart, and it pumps out zomboys and girls. Yeah, this feels like we're solidly into garbage time here. At this point, I get to draw a card from this. I have fatal pushes in hand. We're still at 13 here, and the Nyx-Fleece Ram is steadily ticking up for us. Well, I didn't mean to go to combat there. Probably doesn't matter. What if I downtick this? I'm gonna downtick this. What are we naming the new owl pet? Asking the real questions. So we'll get to draw 2 here from losing both of these. We'll get to Fatal Push their remaining egg. We'll get to deploy Heart of Kiran. Gideon the Trials is not bad. Oathakaya is not bad as well. So play this out. Play Heart of Kiran. Play Gideon, bubble the Aether Sphere Harvester. It's almost done! It's almost done! Prepare your assets, chat! Prepare your assets! Can you concede, please, so I can play Arena? Please, please, Scoop. Please, Scoop. I am ready for some new standard. There are lots of cats in ovens still, I bet. Thank you for the half a year support, Echo Jin. Welcome back. Okay, that's a banger, but like I have this Heart of Kiran here, right? So banger doesn't even really do anything. That's true. We do have to wait and see. We do have to wait and see if there's any issues that we can name the pet after. That's a good suggestion. Do we talk politics yet today? Yeah, we actually had a... I need to go back and see how much I swore, but there's a chance that I need to tag this league NSFW language. There's a teensy chance that during match 2 or 3... Sick. All right, well, we hit the 4-1. That was pretty great. Like I said, we talked about it a little bit. I think one of the things that this deck felt like it was missing, the games where we had sustained sources of card advantage and the games we didn't felt kind of night and day different. So I don't know that I necessarily want more Underworld Connections, but I think I would explore other sources of sustained card advantage in this deck. 4 mana Karn Planeswalker that draws cards every turn could be good. Scion of Urza, Obnixilis could be good. Myth Realized was like okay in one of our games. I'd be surprised if this card's very playable. I think 4 Gideon the Trials is probably too many with this red deck running around featuring a bunch of Bone Crusher Giants. So maybe you could trim there. I think this deck wants a 25th land. I think another Shambling Vent, another Black Castle, another White Castle. All these utility lands were good at different points. I'd play another utility land and I'd try and get some more card advantage in here. But the core of this is just like reasonable, constructed, playable cards and, you know, good disruption and Fatal Push and Thoughtseize. So like, as far as mid-range black decks go, seems very reasonable. All right, chat. I'm going to hit a quick ad break while I get flipped over and tweet that we're starting with Standard. When we get back, we're going to open a ton of booster packs on Magic Arena, and then we're going to dive on into playing a bunch of Standard for the rest of the day. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.